For months, I've been prepping for this day, being able to get drywall on our walls and start finishing off our home. Last week, with my Uncle Mike and Craig, we got the cathedral ceiling done and 2 main bedrooms done. I have another day with Craig. I am so stoked. I want to get this room done today. It's going to be quite the task, but with 2 people, it'll make for a lot easier work.
For the last 3 years, I've been building my dream home and homestead from scratch, learning all new trades along the way. So if you're into DIY, I'm here for you on Sundays. Like and subscribe, it's a huge help.
I noticed something the other day when we got this ceiling board up, that this corner right here is a lot lower than this corner. It looks really funky, honestly. You can see the laser line hit this side, and then this side, the drywall's like scooping kind of forward. Greg is back.
I am.
I've put him in a bad mood because
right off the bat.
I'm trying to fix this corner. It's driving me nuts. You could always start by cutting the next piece of drywall for the other side while I do this. Okay, I popped the strapping out a little and I can feel the shims moving. Oh, I think I got it.
Congrats.
No, didn't get it. I think I made a difference in this corner. Craig is giving me attitude and not saying anything. I think it made a little bit of a difference. And we can do a full 8-foot sheet for this, but we just need to rip it down to 44 7/8. We're gonna do the bottom row here first because that pile is in the way of the height of the top row. So we're gonna do the bottoms here so that we can move that pile over here and get it out of the way so that we can finish off that side of the house. A little unorthodox, but we're working with what we've got. My way, good there. It's definitely tight at the top, but I could always cut it. So what I've been doing on the butt ends, as you can see is my butt end. I've been making a V notch in all of my butt joints because my Uncle Mike was explaining that the paper expands, so you need somewhere for the paper to go, and also it's just creates a nice groove for the mud to go in for your butt joints. At first, I thought that all 4 sides were gonna be like the factory edge and that it had a taper on all 4 sides, but I was wrong. I thought I was only gonna have 1 butt joint in the entire house and it was hidden by the cabinetry, but again, I was wrong.
I don't see too many butt joints around here, but I sure do see a butt head.
The next wall has some balance slides poking through, so I haven't measured, and I can use the knife and poke a hole. I thought I was gonna have to have like drill bits and stuff and to drill into the drywall, but you just do this. Make yourself a little hole, and then the wire pops through. Let me get my lines up here. We have 1 full wall done. It took us a really long time. There's a lot of sheet moving, me fussing with that corner, but oh my gosh, I'm so happy with it. This is just fantastic. Gotta go quicker on the second half because this took us like 3 hours, which is way too long. So we'll find our groove, get this wall done, maybe even get to the big wall. I gotta get my thermostat off of this and then rewire it after. Where do I want it though? Do we go middle above the light switches, Craig?
Sure.
Or do we go to the side? I was just thinking side to side. I'm going right above this.
No, I don't.
Well, I do. Boys are no help.
No, we're not.
They're help for this kind of stuff. I should shut my mouth.
You really should.
I think I'll go center.
Now stop coming around.
No. 3 1/4 over from this side. I'm done. Oh my gosh, what is up? Is it like humid in here? What's up with the hair?
I don't know.
Well, the second wall is done, which
Yay.
is very exciting. Wow. It is so much brighter in here. I'm also really excited for this pantry to be filled in with actual cabinetry and not be set back like that with a bunch of ugly tools in it, because I think having it nice and flush-ish to the wall is gonna help fill in this space.
You asked me my opinion. It looks pretty good with tools in it. Just leave it like that.
We're gonna do this wall next. I am so excited about it to have a second person here for it because it's quite the wall. Unfortunately, there's a lot of wires, there's a lot of cutouts on this wall, so it will take a little bit more time. But we're gonna have a good attitude, right, Craig?
Bite me.
Now, I know a lot of you are saying to put plywood in the kitchen instead of drywall. And look, I get it, but my husband installs cabinetry for a living in really high-end homes, and they never have plywood on the walls. It's always drywall. In fact, when I asked him about it, he said he's only installed one kitchen on plywood in the last 2 years. So he's used to having to look for studs. And in order to make my life easier with drywalling and figuring out where the drywall needs to start and where the plywood needs to end, especially when I want drywall behind my floating shelves right beside the cabinetry, we're just making it all drywall.
We are down to the last triangle peak and there's lots of math. 7 divided by 2 is 35. And then 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We know you could do it on your own. Slap it out. It's done!
We're got the living room done.
Pretty much.
Probably two-thirds of the house probably done.
And Craig has helped me for 3 days in a row.
Three days of treats.
Even though this is another week's video. So thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Craig, for 3 days. And
Well, I'm glad I could help because getting it enclosed is half the battle.
and it's a very big job. Like all these
You can't
big,
board on yourself by yourself. It's too hard.
But I thought I
You
could.
thought you could. It is a big job.
Yeah.
You'll see how much slower it goes once you're just you.
Yeah.
It just you'll be like, I only did 8 sheets today.
It's gonna be me tomorrow.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, people.
I can't finish my day without cutting these windows out. 1. Whoa! I'm so happy. I feel like everything from this point on is going to be one of those like, this is wild because everything's changing. This last year, there was very little change to the visual aspect of this build. It was a little disheartening because I thought it would go quicker, but everything that was behind the walls wasn't really that exciting. Like electrical, it was fun to learn, but nothing was like visually pleasing like this. I'm just beyond thrilled. I cannot wait to get this mudded and painted, the flooring in, the cabinets in. What a journey. Good morning. I thought I was gonna be back at it alone today, and I'm not. Craig is coming back. It was another one of those days that he was like, oh, well, I guess I am available. And so most of the big rooms are done now, except this room, the room that has all of our cabinetry in it. So what I'm gonna do is start organizing. I'm gonna get one room ready to be able to put the kitchen into, so it's out of the way, and we'll get working on the master bedroom today. This is gonna be a lot of work. Well, I have a much bigger appreciation for what my husband does for a living now. If you're new here, he's a kitchen cabinetry installer, and we have this incredibly beautiful kitchen I'm so excited about. But whenever he tells me stories about I had to climb up 100 feet to the top of an island, and I had to carry like a pantry box or like a really big base cabinet that was really heavy, I never have any contacts for lifting them. Some of these really big base cabinets were so heavy, and there's 3 cabinets in the master bedroom still that I am not able to lift on my own. But it's all in this bedroom now except for those little stragglers. Here's a little preview of our base cabinets. So we have the garbage and then a really nice drawer above it. This is maple. Soft close. And then our upper cabinetry is Dove White. I don't have any of that open, so actually there's some trim. There, that's the Dove White for the uppers and for the pantry. I guess I still have to move this trim and our dishwasher. And because I have ducting underneath the cabinetry right by the sink, I got a drawer dishwasher that's gonna have the same base cabinet face frame. So that is super exciting. There's a base cabinet below it. Craig just got here, perfect timing to help me move the big cabinets. Oh, hey.
You know, I woke up this morning and I just felt this strange traction and like a magnet pulling me up here saying, get up there and do her. Get it done.
You were feeling torture this morning.
I was feeling torture this morning.
Craig brought his dolly. Really? That's a really heavy cabinet. Kind of lopsided.
One down.
Oh, we're not gonna get through the bedroom door.
Here we go.
Okay, I have the back if we need to tilt it. Woo!
Yeah, but is the other door as big?
Yeah, it is. It's as wide, it's not as tall. Not as wide. Okay. Well, I still haven't perfectly, and not even going for perfect at this point, but I still haven't shimmed this out properly. So I'm gonna at least do a little bit of fixing.
So anything within under a quarter, you really shouldn't touch it.
Okay, but I really notice it here, Craig. It goes from 2 3/4 to 3 1/8, and you can see it swoop up over here.
Yeah.
It really bothers me. I got the ceiling as straight as I could with
Pain in the ass that was.
with my time crunch that Craig put on me.
Pre-imposed. You know, we're on a timeline here. Budgets, important things.
All right, it's good enough. It still makes me a little sad, but it's, you know what? I'm gonna believe you, and that the rest of it won't be noticeable.
You won't see it.
Great.
Today's drywalling brought to you by Bare Arms.
And what are we doing? We're going right in with it?
Yeah, they fit right across the room, so yeah.
It's too tight. It's not gonna fit. Yay! Master bedroom, 98% complete. Just these little pieces to go. And we only made 2 whoopsies today after 4 days of drywalling together. This is my whoopsie and Craig's whoopsie.
Whoopsie. Yeah, drywall mud fills everything.
Well, thanks for your help today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, the last 4 days.
It was a boarding of a job. I'm trying to find a funny in there.
That was rough.
There is nothing you can make jokes about drywalling.
If you know jokes about drywalling,
Yeah, send them our way.
put them in the comments. We want to hear them.
I'm feeling kind of flat. I think I'm screwed.
I'm super bored.
That too. See ya.
Good morning! I'm officially back at it alone. It's been a while. I'm excited because it's a new challenge. There were certain things that Craig did last week that I didn't really get a chance to try out by myself completely alone. And so I just find it challenging. What's wrong with me? I have 5 small rooms left. Entryway, hallway, pantry, if we want to include that, and then the 2 bathrooms. I'm gonna get all of the boarding done for the regular drywall first, and I'll do the bathrooms last. If I ever do drywall ever again, I'm 100% gonna get a rotozip because I was like, oh, it's fine. We'll just cut it out as we go. It's not a huge home, but every single time I go to do a light fixture, it's a pain. If you're off by a little bit, your board is off and then you have to sit there and chisel away at it. So it's just not worth the savings of the $150 that it would have cost to buy a rotozip. Before I get to the walls in this room, I just want to throw up some nail plates, and I am going to do interior wall insulation for the maintenance room. There's a little bit of noise that comes from the boiler system, and after living in a really noisy trailer where a dehumidifier is running 24/7, the furnace is constantly kicking on, or in the summer the AC is constantly running, we deserve as little amount of noise as possible. It's really nice in here, it's quiet. I have to say, this stuff for interior walls, it's the acoustic one by John's Manville. It is so much better, so much easier to cut than the pink fiberglass. I definitely will never, I don't think I'll ever buy the pink insulation again after working with this. Rockwool obviously is my fave, but this is my second fave. Okay, this has taken a bit longer than I wanted because of all of the extra things, but it's officially time for walls. My sheet is longer than 8 feet by 3 inches. Which is annoying. And I wanted the least amount of joints as possible, so I'm using a 10-footer. A little bit more waste, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Especially if I do the mudding, which at this point, I think I might be. I know a lot of you are saying to hire out the mudding, and I get it, it's an art form, and it's gonna take me forever to do, but it's so expensive. We're saving a ton of money by doing the boarding, probably about $8 grand in labor. I don't know, maybe a bit more. But mudding alone is going to cost around $9,000-$10,000 to hire out. And I'm not wealthy. I know I'm building a really nice and beautiful home, but it's really only because I've been doing most of the labor myself. Now, the other thing to consider is that my Uncle Mike is going to come and help me. And he did do drywalling as a trade for a couple of years. And he'll say, I'm not a professional. It will be incredible to have someone here really experienced, at least for that first day, to get the hang of it and to see how it goes. Oh dear. I don't know how this is gonna work. I finally got it through and it came crashing down. Okay, next time I'm doing this completely differently. Why do I have so many extra 10-footers? It's probably a good thing since I just botched this one. Honestly, I could probably get away with it. The door trim is gonna cover it, but I have extra sheets, so I'm just gonna put this one to the side. Maybe I'll find a use for it at the end. Okay, so as long as these stay hooked in, it should be good this time. Oh, put it on wrong. We are on the last big sheet for this room. The drywall lift has become kind of tricky in such a small space, so I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna set 2 screws on either side. I had to run. It's open now. It's late, but I have like a half hour that I can work for. So I'm gonna finish this room up because I cannot believe it's taken me a whole day and I'm not even done this room. This small room. The entryway is officially boarded. It's looking good. All right, time for the last 2 small rooms. And if you think I'm skilled enough to take my tape and cut at the same time, I am not. So we do this way. All right, I'm putting screws in on the stronger side of the drywall in order to hold the one side and hope that I can manage. No, screws are just gonna get in the way. The little hallway is 99% done. I just need to do these little strips, but I used a scrap piece here just because I didn't want to use a full sheet for this spot. So I need taller strips. I'm gonna wait till the end to do that. Time to do the pantry. This is gonna be interesting because there's a lot of tools in here. I definitely don't need them all, but like the shed is pretty stuffed as well. So I think I'm gonna try to organize it into bins as best as I can. Look at what I forgot to do. Installed the little fridge ice box thing. Have to let the air out of here. It has to be low enough that it's not right beside the toilet handlebar. It looks like there's no requirement for the height. It's smarter to have it higher, I guess, so that the hose doesn't get pinched when you push the fridge back in. But higher up, we might be doing shelves and stuff. So my thought is to not do it that high. I have it below the handlebar for the toilet behind here, and so it's kind of created a nice little wedge. I'll retest the plumbing before I do the bathroom, but I'm on a tight schedule today, so I'm gonna move forward because I can access it from the other side. And time to get the pantry done. I have to say, this is really coming together. All of the rooms, except for the 2 bathrooms, are officially boarded. But next week, I'm doing something different with the bathrooms. And maybe we'll even get to some mudding next week.
And if you aren't sick of me yet, you're in for a surprise. My friends Colin and Paige interviewed me on their latest episode of searching for land and looking into the possibility of building their own home. If you want to see their amazing journey and check out my interview, head over to their channel, Colin and Paige. They're incredible filmmakers and storytellers, and Colin is one of the biggest contributors to my YouTube channel, teaching me how to edit and being the one to tell me I needed to start a channel. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week.